Hello, everybody. Welcome to Self-Care for Leaders. My name is Kira.
And I'm Biasia.
And we are from the Lindsay Meyer Teen Institute, and we are so excited to talk to you today.
All right, let's get started on self-care for leaders.
So we are from the Lindsay Meyer Teen Institute. We are a nonprofit based in Secaucus, New Jersey. We work with youth and young adults all throughout New Jersey, and we are a program of partners in prevention. We do a lot of work around ATOD prevention, which is alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs, youth leadership, mental health, wellness programs, and basically, anything else you could want to know about. So our goals for this session today. So we're going to start by talking about personal leadership. We want to help you recognize where and how you are a leader. Then we're going to move into self-care and wellness. We want to make sure that you understand what self-care and wellness are, but also how they apply to you and your leadership journey. Then we're going to move into theory. We want to understand the theory and how it applies to your own self-care as a leader. And finally, we're going to move into application. We're going to talk about our own wellness, take notice of areas that need more focus, and make an action plan for meeting all of your self-care needs.
All righty. All right, guys. So like we said, we're discussing mindful leaders today. So we'll discuss a few things about what it means to be a mindful leader, what mindful leaders look like, and some different tools and tricks that you can use to be a better leader and a mindful leader. So I want you guys to just pause this video and sit with yourself for a second. I want you guys to think about where you are a leader in your life. Like where do you feel like you're a leader in your life? Is it at home, at school, or club or organization, or a sport or activity that you may partake in? Do you have an after school job or something? But think about your life in all aspects. Even if you're an older sibling, where are you a leader in your life? And what do you do? How do you contribute to the people around you? So we are going to talk about, this is one of our favorite quotes when it comes to leadership. It's leaders practice the art of mobilizing others to want to struggle towards shared aspirations. Now, this is such a great one just because, it's about all coming together and solving some type of common goal that we all have together. Now, a leader, it can be several leaders in one group, but usually it's someone that goes ahead and takes that initiative and they have the motivation to overall see the whole group as a whole win and succeed. So they're the one that's like, pushing and motivating and encouraging everyone to, hey guys, let's finish this assignment. Let's finish this goal. Let's go out there and give it 100% so we can win this game today. All right, now we're just going to do a little quick brainstorming section.
So again, one thing we'd love for you to do is after we talk about this, you take a minute to pause the video. And we're going to ask you to do this a couple times throughout, because something really important here is for you to spend some time reflecting with yourself so you can recognize how you feel about certain things. You can see where you're at. So we'd love for you to pause this video after this and spend some time thinking about these questions. What is wellness? What is self-care? And what does a mindful leader look like? So I want you to think about those things. And also, when you're thinking about a mindful leader, I want you to spend a moment to think about who is someone you would identify as a mindful leader? Who's a good mindful leader role model?
As I think about it, Kira, I would definitely say that you're a mindful leader.
Aw, thanks, Biasia. So now that you've had some time to think about it, I want to tell you our thoughts. And I want you to think about, what overlaps are there, what's different, and what kind of things can you take from these definitions? So for wellness, we have the intentional pursuit and fulfillment of spiritual, environmental, emotional, intellectual, physical, and social well-being. Wellness is basically that all-encompassing, every aspect of our life. We want to make it good so we are overall doing well. Then self-care. These are activities that help you find meaning and support your growth and groundedness. And this is different from self-soothing. So those self-care activities are things that you can do in all those different areas of wellness for your spiritual wellness, your environmental wellness, your emotional wellness. Those are things that can really help advance you and do better. So if you're doing a self-care activity for your emotional wellness, it could be something like writing in a journal or talking to your friends about how you're feeling or going to therapy. Those are all self-care activities you can do to enhance your emotional wellness. We want to point out that this is different from self-soothing, because self-soothing are activities that you do in times of high stress to help ground yourself in the moment. So this could be something like binging your favorite show or having your favorite unhealthy dinner. These are all great self-soothing activities that can help you feel better in the moment. But self-care activities are more lifelong, and those are activities that help build overall wellness, not just momentary wellness. And finally, mindful leaders. What are they? So we say a mindful leader is someone who embodies leadership presence by cultivating focus, clarity, creativity, and compassion in the service of others. So it's a leader who, takes that passion and that drive that we talked about before with that leadership, but also the mindfulness and the wellness focus, and puts it together to make one really strong leader.
Sounds like a really great leader to me.
Me too.
All right, so guys, this is definitely one of those times where we want you guys to just take a second, pause, and do a little self-reflection. So we're going to do a quick activity, and I'll give you all as an example just for something for you to use. But feel free to pause this video, either take out your phone and write it, or a piece of paper and write it down. But this is just a little commitment for yourself. So, we got to commit to doing something for ourselves. All great leaders need to make sure that they prioritize self-care, so that way they can be the best leaders that they can be for everybody else. But got to make sure you pour into yourself for a little bit first, and we'll get into that momentarily. But essentially, this is just like a little words of affirmation that you guys, a quote that you can use for yourself to just motivate you to do whatever this goal is, or just to overall become a better leader. So the example that I will give you all is one that I like to use for myself. It says, I will make healthier food choices to help better myself because it will help me have more energy. I will do this at least 4 times a week so that I build better habits within myself. I can do this because I am strong, powerful, and healthy. And by being a better leader, I can help others make healthier living choices. So guys, just think about something a common goal that you may have, or something that you just want to work on for the betterment of yourself. And then you'll enter your name, you'll enter the goal, how you think it'll help you as a leader, how often you intend to do this goal, and 3 positive adjectives about yourself, as well as a healthy habit that you can model for others. Now we're just going to get a little bit into theory.
So when we talk about the theory of self-care, we like to talk about filling up your cup. So I don't know about you, but I'm a big coffee drinker. But if you're not a coffee drinker, that's okay. You sub it out with your water, your juice, your hot cocoa, your tea, whatever your beverage of choice is. Just sub that out in this analogy, okay? So I wake up in the morning and I get myself a nice big cup of coffee because I need my coffee to get through the day. But then I get into work and I see Biasia, and Biasia needs some coffee. So I give Biasia some of my coffee, pour a little bit out over there. And throughout the day, I see more people who need coffee. And as I go, I pour and pour and pour. And then I sit down and realize I have no coffee left for myself. This is all to say, if you give and give and give and give and are not giving back to yourself, you are not going to be able to continue to help the ones you love. So when we talk about self-care, we talk about it as a way to fill your cup back up. It's recharging that emotional battery. It's doing all of those things so that you can continue to help the people that you love and want to help. So what are some things that we can do? So we like to start with positive self-talk. So this might seem either silly or weird, like why would I need to do this? But we want to do positive self-talk because we want to change our mindset on ourselves. When our friends are talking to us, we always come in with a positive mindset. We're always coming in with positive talk. If your friend comes to you and says, I failed my math test, I'm so stupid, you're not responding with, yeah, you are. You're going to say, no, you're not. And that's okay that you failed. Like, why don't we study together and we'll do better for the next one? We want to be treating ourselves like we treat our friends, and we don't often do that. So it's important to fight back that negative self-talk that we do with some positive self-talk. We also want to practice gratitude. So this could be something you can do either on paper or just mentally. But if you're trying to do it on paper, this is what I would suggest. At the end of each day, I want you to try writing down one good thing that happened. It could be anything. It could be your lunch was awesome. It was a beautiful day out. Your dog was really snuggly when you got home. Anything that was good about this day. And at the beginning, it might be difficult to do. A lot of people have a hard time thinking of positive things about their day, especially if it was an average or not good day. But the more that you practice gratitude and practice looking at things from a positive light, the easier and easier it becomes. And finally, set boundaries. As a leader, it can be so difficult to not overexert yourself. You want to help in every area you can. You want to lead this club and be a captain, and you want to help all of your friends, and that is amazing. But it's so important to recognize what your boundaries are and make sure you're setting them. Because again, if you're giving and giving and giving and not giving back to yourself, you're going to burn yourself out. Your cup's going to be empty. So you need to learn to set boundaries and figure out, while I'm doing all this, where is my space for self-care? Where is my space for rest? Where is my space for free time? And make sure we balance all of those wants with our needs as well.
Absolutely. All right, so now we're going to get into wellness, our wellness wheel, our 6 factors that contribute to our overall wellness. So we have spiritual, environmental, emotional, intellectual, physical, as well as social. So when we think of social, we think of healthy relationships. So that can be enjoying time spent with others, caring about others, and letting others care about you, overall contributing to society. Spiritual, it could be purpose, value, and meaning in life with or without organized religions. It could be participating in activities that's consistent with those beliefs, but does not have to be about an overall higher power. It could just be about yourself. Environmental, that's demonstrating commitment to a healthy planet, community, and or space, and how your habits affect the overall environment and how the environment affects you. Being able to connect with your environment. Emotional, that's understanding, respecting, managing feelings, values, attitudes of self as well as others, feeling positive and enthusiastic. Intellectual, it could be learning, being curious, being able to respond positively to intellectual challenges, expanding knowledge as well as your skills, and looking for the potential to share with others. Physical, that could be something simple as exercising, eating healthy, taking your meds, hydrating, taking care of your body, going to the dentist, but just pretty much anything that can overall contribute to your overall wellness and well-being as a human. So for spiritual, that could be something simple as praying. Environmental, that means if you're a part of a specific community, maybe going to a meeting or just building some type of group within, your school or whatever. Emotional, it could go into how you're feeling today or even thinking of the emotions of others around you. Intellectually, that could be something as fun as reading a book, stimulating your mind. Physical, it could be just participating in your favorite sport, or hey, it's a nice day outside, just taking a nice casual stroll. And then as well as social, that could be plugging into social media or hanging out with some family or friends. But it's all about whatever feeds your soul and makes you feel good overall as a leader and contributes to your overall wellness. So now this is another time where we would like you guys to pause the video, and this is a quick activity that you can do for yourself. It's called Rolling Along. And essentially, the six wellness tools that we just discussed, you'll draw a circle and write each of the six types of wellness on the line. And on your wellness wheel, you'll number the opposite side of that line from numbers 1 through 10. For each element, you'll rate how you're currently feeling and living that type of wellness by placing a dot online. If your life is out of alignment with the top, you'll rank it to 1 and place a dot near the center of the circle. But if you're partially in alignment, it can rank anywhere between 2 to 9, and then you'll rate it inside the circle. And if you're fully aligned, then you'll rank it a complete 10 and place the dot on the outside edge of the circle. I know that's a lot, so we definitely do have an example of what this could look like for everyone. Now, don't worry, it's completely fine if it's a little pear shaped, it's not a full circle, that's fine. It's so much room for improvement as well as growth, and it's all about what connects with you at a moment. So, some people, they might have a complete 10 for physical, while other people, they have maybe a 2 for their environmental or a 6 for their spiritual. It's okay. It's about just reconnecting with yourself and figuring out what your current wellness will look like, and it will differ for everyone. So now we'll get into applications and resources.
So the first thing we want to talk about is the ABCs of self-care. So our A is awareness. So we want you to know how to check in with yourself, identify your stress signatures, and build your emotional vocabulary. So when we talk about checking in with ourselves, one thing we like to talk about is a HALT check. So that is a very simple way to check in with yourself. HALT. H, hungry. Am I hungry? A, angry. L, lonely. T, tired. Am I any of those things right now? What can I do about those? So if I'm doing a HALT check with myself and I'm like, wow, I am so tired. What can I do about that? When can I go rest? What can I do to give myself a moment to relax? Could I take a nap? Could I go to bed earlier tonight because I haven't been sleeping as well? It's all those things we could do to just check in with ourselves. Identifying your stress signature means that if you're feeling extra overwhelmed, what things do you notice? Do you find yourself getting extra snippy? Do you find yourself just being extra tired? Do you find yourself getting a headache? Any of those things can help you identify, when am I feeling extra stressed? And know that those are moments when you should stop and take time for self-care. And building your emotional vocabulary. This is something that comes with time and effort. It's something that can happen as you spend more time talking about how you're feeling, whether it's with friends, family, or professional. Building up your emotional vocabulary allows you better to express and understand how you're feeling. Our B is balance. It is not about perfection, it's about compassion. And this is where that boundaries that we were talking about comes in. You want to understand how to say no, when to ask for help, and creating healthy routines. It is amazing all of the things that you want to do, but you need to make sure you're doing them in a way that you can balance healthy. And finally, connection. We want you to process through your thoughts and feelings with others. And again, whether that's through peer support, family support, or professional support, having someone who you can talk to about your thoughts and feelings is so important for your self-care. Now, here we have just a few ways to relieve stress. So what you can do here is take a look at that wellness wheel you filled out and think about what areas you maybe had a lower score on. And that's okay. Whatever area you had a lower score on, it can improve. It's just acting as a guide to say, what areas of self-care could I begin to improve upon? And then we suggest you create a self-care plan. This could be something as simple as sitting down and coming up with, when I'm stressed, what 2 activities can I do that'll make me feel better? It could even be 1 self-soothing and 1 long-term self-care activity. What are 2 people I can talk to if I'm feeling stressed? Even just something as simple as that can help you in a moment of feeling overwhelmed or a moment of high stress when you know, I already identified these people I can talk to and these things I can do. We have here just some other ideas of things that you can do to relieve stress, and we'd encourage you spend some time thinking about things that you want to do when you're feeling stressed and things you want to do for your self-care. We like to say that not every self-care activity is for everyone, but there is a self-care activity for everyone. So a lot of people say for physical self-care, like, oh, go for a run. But running isn't for everyone, and that is okay. For your physical self-care, it could be doing something as simple as, stretching in the morning, or going for a walk, or eating a healthy meal. So spend some time thinking about things that you like to do that you can add into your self-care and into your self-soothing for when you're feeling stressed. And finally, I just want to lead you through a little breathing exercise, because this is something you can do anytime. Taking a few moments to breathe can help ground you. It can help lower your heart rate, regulate your breathing, and all these amazing things if you're feeling stressed. So what you're going to do is this. You're going to breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds. 2, 3, 4. Now hold that breath for 7 seconds. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And exhale for 8 seconds. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you can do that again. This is something you can do at any time. If you need to take some time to just do some deep breathing, you can inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. You can do it a couple times, and it could just help ground you, regulate your breathing, and help you feel a little bit more settled.
Awesome activity, Kira. All right, so now we just want to provide you all with just some online resources that you feel free to go ahead and click that anyone that you feel is appropriate for you. So of course you can visit us over at njlmti.org/resources or our Spotlight Self-Care. You can also visit blog.comday.com, selfcareday.com, Self-Care Institute, Positively Present, The Trevor Project, if you're LGBTQ plus a member or an ally, translifeline.org, blackmentalwellness.com, 2on1.org, NAMI.org, which is the National Alliance of Mental Illness, and suicide. You can reach out to a suicide prevention lifeline at 1-800-8255 or talk. Crisis text line, text NAMI to 741-741. And once again, we appreciate you all tuning in and enjoying this video today. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to us at NJLMTI, or you can reach us at our emails as following. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And we all hope that everything that we talked about today, that you guys can go ahead and implement it into your daily lives.
Thank you.